Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Dr. Haji Usman Anwar. Firstly, let me introduce myself. My name is David Damara. I am from Pembelan University of English Department in first semester. In this video, I'm going to present about my PowerPoint presentation that I have sent before. The topic is the using of literature in teaching language as well as some linguistic aspects. As we know, the teaching of language is very related to literature besides linguistic itself, because in literature contains some important aspects of teaching language. They are like writing, grammatical, reading, and also listening. So that's why I chose this topic to present in my PowerPoint presentation to you all. I have made at least 9 slides, and I'm going to convey point per point to you all in my PowerPoint presentation, of course. So what are you waiting for? Let's check out to my slides. So this is slide 8, talk about reasons of using literary text in extras in foreign language teaching. I can conclude all of the points that I have typed on this slide because, like I have said before, the literary is very related to language teaching because literary contains the main important aspects of process or of learning English process. If it applies to or it is applied by teacher to their students will master the skills of English language such as grammar, writing, speaking, the confidence, speaking in front of many people, and of course the listening. The listening will be improved or will improve also in this process because, like we know, when their friends present or when their friends read such as a novel or short stories in front of them, they will be in the listening process, or they will listen it carefully, and because of it or due to this situation, their listening ability will increase also from this activity. And next slide. The use of literary text and extras in foreign language teaching. It means the teacher can choose from these 3 points, even they can apply all of them, because I think it is very fun, even it is very creative if the language or the English language teacher, of course, apply all of them or all of these points or all of this method for improving their students' English language ability, like using short stories and extract from novels, and then using poems, and of course using plays and drama. Next, using short stories and novel. A teacher can follow up these activities while using short stories in her lesson. Wants to predict what will happen next or what happened just before. Wants to select familiar structures of grammar, morphology, and syntax. Ask students to choose unknown words and to try to guess the meaning of them before looking at dictionary. Want them to write a background character description of one of the character, ask students to imagine they are in the same story as a character. Ask whether they have different reactions against the events in the story. And from this method, I can conclude that because short stories and novel, it's the reading, it's the main aspects that will apply, or that will apply from this, or that will appear in this method. So because short stories and novel, when the teacher ask their student to read their own short stories or novel, of course they will find unknown words in their own short stories and novel. And from this activity, they will improve their grammar, morphology, syntax from this situation, or from this learning method. And of course, we are as a teacher, firstly ask or tell to our student to don't look dictionary for making their confidence, or for making their try to guess the meaning of unknown words before and after they fails, or if they are confident to guess the meaning of them, or the meaning of this word, we are as teacher are be able to ask or tell to our student to open their dictionary, and after that, of course, they will find the main translation from the words. And then using poems, a teacher can follow up these activities while using poems in his or her lesson. Ask students to check their pronunciation while they are reading the poem loudly to each other, and then to do the same thing for the whole class reading in the chorus. Ask students to rewrite the poem using the same structures but not in the same meaning. Ask students to predict the possible story behind the poem. Give an opportunity to discuss on issues in the poem. As we know, the poem, or when we are reading the poem, we need the special pronunciation like rhythm and like the chorus that we use in the poems, or when we use in the reading poems. And of course, it will improve their pronunciations, or our students' pronunciation, because from this method our students will feel familiar with the special pronunciation, or with the chorus, or with the is it like the rhythm of the poems that's using when we are reading the poems. And of course, it's very important to improve our students pronunciation. And then using plays, a teacher can follow up these activities while using dramas in his or her lesson. Ask students to prepare a play extemporally in company with their friends. Ask students to read out the dialogue but to give the characters special accents. It will be useful for them to accurate different aspects of pronunciation. Ask students to read out dialogues aloud and listen to other friends' dialogues. Ask them to write a new version of the play using the daily expression used frequently. As we know, play is very related with it's like the actions or the drama, or in the situations when our students must present or have to present their speaking or daily speaking directly. So when we use this method, we are as a teacher hope our students will improve, especially their speaking ability and the confidence to use their the confidence of using English language in daily conversation, because in the place or in the drama, of course, I think when when it is a fun activity, I think when we use this or when we use it, it will be very fun. Our students feel glad, and of course there isn't a change in this activity, and of course I think from these situations our students will improve their speaking and also confidence, especially. Next, criteria for choosing literary text and extra in foreign language teaching. So every students or different students different the method. It will be successful or it will be unsuccessful. It depends of type of course, like level of student reason for learning English, kind of English required, length, intensity of course, and then type of students like their age, intellectual maturity, emotional understanding, interests and hobbies, cultural backgrounds, linguistic proficiency, literary backgrounds, and other text-related factors, availability, length of text, explainability, fits with syllabus. The conclusion from all or from my presentation is, first of all, while choosing the appropriate text for the student, the teacher should consider not only the appreciation of the student, but she or he also think about his own appreciation. Secondly, the student's age, intellectual maturity, emotional understanding, motivation, needs, language proficiency, cultural and literary background should be noticed, so it will be enjoyable and efficacious. I think that's all from me. I hope my speech in this video can be understood, and I apologize if there's something wrong in my pronunciations or in my grammatical in my video. So, wabillahi taufiq wa hidayat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.